A very good Tuesday afternoon to you. It's not a bad day here in Manchester this afternoon. We have had lots of rain and lots of wind overnight, but calmed down now. Little bits of blue sky, so that's always promising. Had a couple of days off, not been at all well. Still a bit flushed from all the meds and dealing with the pain, but back now. Got a few ideas for videos, and it's lovely to be making another video, and thank you to those of you yesterday that I chatted to who wished me all the best to get well. It's most appreciated. What I want to talk about in this one, just a couple of things really. First one is to mention an email that I got from a gentleman called Benjamin Bale, who's based in Sheffield in South Yorkshire. I don't know if it's anything to do with Christian, maybe, who knows. But the email title made me smile when I opened up my email inbox, and he said, "Is it really you?" ? And Benjamin had seen that I'd put my email address out there on Google search, and also, of course, as I do on my YouTube videos. And it just made me smile a little bit that somebody who watches this nonsense could think that somebody who makes YouTube content wouldn't put their email address accessibly out there on Google. I'm sure that George Clooney doesn't put his personal email out there, but it just made me smile a little bit that gave the impression that somebody thought I was worthy enough, for want of a better word, not to have my privacy invaded by having my email out there for any and all people to see. Benjamin and I changed a couple of emails, and he's let me know that he's in the process of buying a 36mm Explorer, which he is champing at the bit for it to arrive. He's done what all sensible buyers should do. He checked out the buyer, made sure that all was kosher. He's spoken to the buyer, he's emailed the buyer, he's told the buyer that the first thing that he will do once he gets the Explorer is take it to an authorised dealer to have it checked, and if the watch isn't kosher, it will be going straight back. He's also bought it on a credit card, which gives him extra protection should there be a problem. I hope that he has the money to back him up to basically cover the cost of the incurred debt on the credit card, but he seems as though he's got his head screwed on, which is good, and he was telling me that his view basically is to pull together maybe 2, 3, 4 good quality watches, which will be his collection. And I think that's actually a very sensible thing to do, and if that involves a little bit of flipping here and there to enable you to gain the funds that you need to attain the watches you want, then all the better for you. So it was lovely to hear from you, Benjamin. I am delighted that you do subscribe. Thank you very much indeed, and as I said to you in one of the emails, feel free to keep in touch. The second thing I want to talk about is one of my very early subscribers, a gentleman called Jakelol1980. Jake was, I think, probably one of my first 5 subscribers and has been with me ever since, and Jacob and I chat quite a lot via comment. He comments on all my videos, or the majority of my videos, which is very nice, and always good to know whether I'm heading in the right direction or not, and I will open myself accordingly to any criticism that comes my way. What Jacob said was, he said that maybe I should do a piece about when we, as collectors, know that it's enough. And it's quite a tricky one, that, because we're all different people, and our parameters in which we collect will also be very different, because our ethos of life will be very different. So there are many things, I guess, that can make you say it's enough. So we'll quickly run across a few. First one, the obvious one, is money. If you're in a situation where the passion for these is getting you into financial deep water, and your life is suffering because of that, you are getting grief from your wife, you are not putting food on the table, you are running bills up at home, whatever the situation may be, it's enough. These have to go. If you get to the point where you fall out of love with a passion, I'll give you an example for myself. Years ago, between the ages of about 14 and 20, I guess, I used to be an avid stamp collector. And over the years, I gained quite a good collection. I sought out rare, good quality tuppenny blues, penny blacks, penny reds. I was a major UK, Britain stamp collector. Because a lot of the other stamps out there, you can get 10 a penny. And you gain information, you gain knowledge, I hate this phrase, but I'm going to have to go there, you rise in your standing within the stamp collecting echelon of people, as you do with any form of collection. I got to the point after about 5 years where I'd gained quite a lot of knowledge, I'd gained quite a nice collection, and I got to the point where I was associating with those of a anorak persuasion, who always have trouble with their adenoids, and oh yes, of course, that plate wasn't introduced till 1868, and the tuppenny blue wasn't posted properly until then. Anyway, when I got to that point and I realised that actually I wasn't enjoying the company I was keeping, and because the company I was keeping was spoiling the enjoyment of my collecting, it was enough. I came to that decision where my stamp collecting days were over, not because of anything I had done intentionally, but things that I had done by improving my knowledge, improving my standing, improving the social circle I moved in, which I didn't like. So it came to an end. At that point, I sold the lion's share of my collection. It made me a little bit of money, which was nice, and I moved along. So there's another thing that can end when something is enough, when you don't like where you are in your life because of your collection. You know that something's enough when, kind of tied to the first one, if you're young, if you're in your mid-20s, early 30s, you are trying to carve a career, you've got a young wife, you've got a young child, and we all know that living a life is not cheap. You then have to make a call whether you are going to carry on collecting the shiny things that you put on your wrist, or ensure that your quality of life at home and your relationship that you have at home is sturdy and strong and secure. Again, at that point you make a decision where you're going to go, and if you want to achieve that secure environment at home, you have to say enough is enough. And you have to leave it then for maybe 20 years until your marriage is mature, your children have left home, and you have, again, a little bit of disposable income to spend on the toys that we put on our wrist. So there's another one. The other one is priorities, and again, this kind of ties in with what I've just said. I do have people who've said to me in the past, well, you know, if times get hard, the last thing that will go is my season ticket. Well, here in Britain, we have a lot of football, soccer fans, if you're in America, who will go out and buy a season ticket. Now, I've never been a football fan. I'm not interested in football. My game is tennis, and I don't know how much a season ticket can be, but it must be in the hundreds of pounds. I mean, I guess Manchester United is 500-600 quid a year, Arsenal the same, Chelsea the same, Manchester City the same. If your priorities are that, you know, you're not going to get rid of your season ticket regardless, then you need to reassess your priorities. So again, when you're balancing your passion, whether it be this, stamps, football, whatever, you've got to look at deciding when enough is enough, or else somebody else will decide it for you, and generally that's your wife or other loved ones. Talking about watches in particular, it can be that enough will be decided if you have the one watch, the grail piece, that unicorn which you know is out there, but for a number of reasons, whether it's a limited edition watch and they only pump out tens of them per year, or whether it's something that is discontinued and you know you want one. For instance, the GMT one that I own, there are people out there who would yearn for one of those. So you hold back for that until, and then when you get that, or a JLC like Simon Crane wants, once you attain that, that will be enough. Will it be that all you want is a minimal collection? If you want 3 watches, let's say, and you want a casual sports type watch that you can wear every day, but that watch itself will be very, very good quality. Will you want a diver? Either something which is just a professional diver, or something which will withstand much more depth and pressures if you are a diver, actually a diver. So you'll want a deep sea, or a dweller, or 50 fathoms, or something like that. And you want a dress watch, so a Patek, or a Cartier, or a very posh Breguet, or a JLC. So you've got your 3 watches, and that's your 3 watch collection, which I'm sure we will all agree will cover the whole gamut of wherever you would want to wear a watch. So you've got your 3 watches, so enough. The 3 is enough. But where I'm concerned, take my flying. My flying will perhaps be enough when something else decides that for me, and that something else will be my health, because you need to be in rude good health to attain and maintain your pilot's license. And the way that my health is at the moment, when I'm assessed again later this week, it may well be the case that somebody else and something else, i.e. my health, will say enough, and at that point that passion will disappear. Not the passion that I hold deep within me, but the actual passion of getting in the air. As far as my watches are concerned, well, will there ever be enough? No, I don't necessarily think so, and that's not because I'm this avid collector, but what it is if I manage to get myself the watch that I've always promised myself, and I don't know what it is yet, when my retirement date, which I always hoped would be the case on my 55th birthday, that will be that little box ticked. But because I'm not particularly bothered about the tiers of watches, how they get better, better movements, better complications, better case material, better strap material, as long as, because I'm not bothered about that, and I'm not bothered about price, and I'm not bothered about whether it's quartz or not. Once I bought my watch for my 55th birthday, 6 months after that, I may see something for 50 or 60 pounds that I'm thinking, that's lovely. That's a really good looking watch if I'm going to use it as a beta, which obviously it would be. So it doesn't matter to me. So will I reach the point where I will have enough? Possibly, but that will probably be the lack of space, because once you've got 2 or 3 watch boxes, you know, where do you keep all these things? I don't live in a big house anymore, so it could well be space that will say enough. That's it. But we're all different. We're all very, very different. So let me know. Let me know what you think. Let me know what would be your enough. when all this, where all this world of watches where there seems to be infinite choice of something which is very similar when you break it down. You know, as I've said before, they all have a case, a strap, a bracelet, fingers, complications. They're all made of mostly 316L surgical steel. You know, they've all got loom, you know. So what all seems to be a very similar thing, there's so many variants of. So let me know what will be enough for you that will make you say, that's it now, I'm done. And I'm actually done. I'm going to stick to that. As always, drop me a note down below. Better still, make one of these. Tell me what will be your enough, because we're all going to be different. And that's a great thing, that we're all different. So that's it for this one. Thank you very, very much for everybody who's subscribed. Thank you very much indeed for everybody who's commented over the last couple of days when I've not been making videos. Very kind. Thank you very much indeed. And for now, all the details, as always, will be down below. Leave your messages, leave your comments. Please drop me a video. Make one of these and tell me why it will be enough for you. What would make you stop? Alright? Thanks a lot for watching. I'll speak to you again soon. Bye-bye.